Hey, what's up guys, it's Skylar. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm now currently laying on my bed. Speaking of laying on my bed, the other day I was doing the exact same thing and this thought suddenly hit me. Exchange student, when they apply for studying abroad, they usually have this big goal in mind. They have this purpose. They either want to go abroad to improve their language or to make new friends. Either way, they have this thing that they want to pursue and they have this bucket list in mind where they want to cross off everything and do as much as they can when they are abroad. As for me, I didn't really think much before coming abroad. I just wanted to be able to experience how life is like, and I ended up in Europe where the lifestyle is completely different from what the lifestyle is like in Taiwan. Yeah, it's just a very special experience. But anyways, before coming back to Taiwan, the day before I was hanging out with my friend, we met up for breakfast, and then she just asked me, so what do you think you learned about yourself during your semester abroad? And that really had me thinking, because nowadays you don't really have that many opportunities to do so. So in this video I want to share with you guys my most noticeable changes. Okay, so the first thing, I learned how to take care of myself. It's not that I was completely useless before going to Spain, it's just that, for example, when it comes to cooking, getting food, cheap food, is not exactly that hard in Taiwan, so you don't really have to cook for yourself. But in Spain, eating out can get like pretty expensive, and if you do it every day, yeah, the expenses could get pretty high. So it's just better to cook yourself food instead of going outside every meal. Although my food is not Gordon Ramsay approved, I mean, I'm sitting here now, so that means my food is at least edible, and I think that's a pretty huge accomplishment for me, because in Taiwan, my old place, I don't have a kitchen, so I always have to get food outside and there's no opportunities for me to cook. But after going to Spain, I learned some basic dishes, and it's just really nice to know that you're able to, survive. And I also learned how to take planes. I know this sounds very dumb if like taking plane is a very common thing for you. Even though I've been to some places abroad, I've always been with my family, so I didn't really have to think when I was in the airport. Going to Spain, it was the first time that I went abroad alone, so it was quite a very scary experience for me, because I had to fly from Taipei to Dubai to Madrid to like Oviedo. It's like many changes of the flight, and it's just really stressful. After going to Spain, like during Christmas break, I went to Amsterdam, I went to Germany, and I flew back to Oviedo from Germany, and I definitely know my ways around the airport now, so that's also a very huge accomplishment for me. So now I know whatever life throws at me, wherever I might be in the future, I'm able to cook myself food. I'm able to reach the country. I learned how to take care of myself. I learned how to be an adult. But yeah. Okay, moving on to the next point. So I think wanderlust and traveling is something my generation worships a lot. It's like you have to go abroad and see things. You have to go abroad, and if you don't go abroad, if you don't travel around to many places, you're automatically a horrible person. You are narrow-minded because you haven't seen as much as I have. And I think it's a nice notion, but it can get pretty toxic because not everyone is born for traveling. For example, I have traveled a lot, but after being in Spain, I learned that I'm not big on traveling, especially when traveling alone. I mean, it's always nice to go to new places with your friends, with your family, but I don't think you could judge someone's mind based on how many countries they've been to. Before going to Europe, I listed out so many countries that I wanted to explore. I always thought I would be the kind of person to go to as much as countries that I can in Europe, but I ended up only going to the first few countries on my list. It's still a lot, but it's not as much as most Taiwanese exchange students, because a lot of Taiwanese exchange students, I heard that they would go to every single countries in Europe to prove that they've been to Europe. Yeah, I think that's the correct way to put it. I learned that I'm the kind of person that prefers hanging out with my friends in Oviedo than to traveling to a completely different place on my own, because I feel like when you travel alone, the memories that you create is a bit empty in some way. Like traveling really stresses me out, like booking tickets, booking everything, boarding the plane and then going to another country and exploring everything. It just really stresses me out. So yeah, I'm definitely not like when I get to somewhere, I would want to explore everything alone, like ooh, wanderlust, ooh, amazing. I'm not that kind of person, so yeah, it's something that I learned about myself. Traveling is better, like for me at least, it's better when you're with your friends, because the memories that you create, it's bound to be full of laughter. For example, I went to Portugal with my friends, and I mean, before traveling with friends, I always stress out because I'm not sure, like, if you spend this huge amount of time with them, will you argue? Will you fight? You never know. I had a great time in Portugal, and Portugal is like definitely one of my favorite countries now. It's just how I am, and yeah, I learned that about myself. But yeah, moving on to the next point. So before going to Spain, I already had this plan. I wanted to go abroad. I wanted to go to Australia or New Zealand. I just wanted to get out of the country. But after spending 6 months in Spain, I just learned to appreciate the concept of family, the concept of friendship a little bit more, and I learned to love life, and I learned to appreciate Taiwan a little bit more. There would be people calling me like China instead of Taiwanesa, like Chinese instead of Taiwanese, and I would really defend myself, and I would have to tell them like what's good about Taiwan. And it really had me thinking, like really digging deep, finding like the amazing things about Taiwan. For example, the people are nice, the food is amazing. A lot of foreigners, they go to Taiwan to hike because we have so many beautiful mountains. So I learned to find like good things about Taiwan and to share them, introduce Taiwan, this little island, to foreigners. It just really had me appreciate Taiwan a little bit more, and I'm just not in a rush to leave the country anymore. Being that far away from home for this long period of time, and really had me thinking that I shouldn't rush, like I should consider everything before just leaving everything behind. Although there's a lot of flaws in Taiwan, but what's to say about other countries? There are flaws in every country. The government, the politics, everything is just flawed. The world is flawed, but you can still find the beautiful things in the world. You could also find the beautiful things in your country. But yeah, I definitely learned to appreciate my country a little more and just not be a little brat about it, complaining about Taiwan every day. Moving on to the last but not least point. I learned that I'm capable of building a meaningful relationship with someone. When it comes to relationships, friendship-wise, I've been single my whole life, so let's not touch on that. It's a bit sad. So when it comes to like friendships, I've always been a bit insecure because I had some pretty bad experiences in high school. So I've always been the passive one, and I never really believed that like people would like me for me, because I always found myself a little bit annoying. I never thought like I'm likable in some sense, which is a pretty sad thing. But I mean, it was my early teen years, so I was in like this adolescence, rage, moody phase. Like it took me a while to be comfortable with myself again, and I think Spain really helped me with that. The friends that I made there really made me happy, and I was really comfortable with them, and I think they're the ones who taught me that I'm capable of building something like this with another human being. But after getting back from Spain, or even in Spain, I'm slowly learning to become the one that makes the first move. Spain definitely taught me that if I'm willing to make the first move, if I put in the effort, the friendship that are meant to be will stay with you. After getting back from my exchange country, I definitely feel like a new person. I've grown in a way that I couldn't really explain, but I could definitely see the impact that Oviedo had on me. For example, just a few weeks ago, it was my birthday, and before this year, I usually don't spend my birthday with people. I just let it go away. I just felt like it's just another day. It's nothing special. After being in Spain, like the friends that I have there, when it's their birthday, they'll be like, okay, bros, I'm gonna do this, and I want to have dinner with you guys, and I just want to hang out with you guys. It's my birthday, so you guys better make time for me. And it just had me realize that, okay, I've spent so much effort on celebrating people's birthday this year. I have to celebrate my birthday. If not, I would feel ripped off, you know what I mean? I want to love myself a little bit more. For my birthday this year, I invited people over, and we just hung out. We had pizza, we had fried chicken, we played games, we played video games, and it's just really nice having people around you when it's your birthday. And I have to admit, it's the best birthday that I've had in my years during college. Even after leaving Oviedo, the spirit lives within me. The lessons that Oviedo taught me will stay with me, and hopefully I can remember that feeling of self-love, that feeling of happiness, and continue live life with this positive mental attitude. There are so many things that I've learned in Oviedo, but I felt like these are the most important things. So these are the things that I learned in Oviedo, that had an impact on me. I just figured it would be nice to share it with people to let you guys know what good studying abroad can do to you. So yeah, this is the end of the video, I guess, and I want to end it with a montage that I edited for my birthday. And thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys got something out of this video. I'll see you guys in my next video. Until next time, and I hope you enjoyed the montage. Bye.
I'm racing on an open mind. Yeah, yeah. Love making on a starry night. I'm racing on an open mind. Yeah, yeah. Love making on a starry night. Really, I'm thinking of you. I can't debate the man you wanna see. Oh, I can't believe that really I'm thinking of you. You're feeling blue. I'm on to someone new. Oh, why can't you see?